I have a question.
Tell me.
Do you know a specific time for how long Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam was in the fire?
Do you know why the Christians and the Jews believe that Ishaq alayhi salam was the one for slaughter instead of Ismail? Like, why did they change it?
This thinking makes you say that not only do I have suffering, I deserve suffering, and the suffering is coming from Allah, and unless I have suffering, I'm not even good.
With stars above, the sun and the moon, a boy asked questions in search for the truth. He smashed their lies, so into the blaze they threw, but to their surprise, the fire stayed cool. He sacrificed a ram, submitting to God's rule, and built with his son a legacy renewed. What everyone should know about Abraham, alayhi salam. Before we start, did you know there's a workbook that goes with this episode? Download it at our website so you can follow along, take notes, and do fun activities after.
Keep your hand up so we know who you are. And tell us your name and your age. When you get the mic, remember not to eat the mic.
My name is Salwa and I'm 10 years old. The best thing I've learned is about the sacrificing that you talked about to stop sacrificing, and that would help people not suffer or suffer themselves. Is that for their loved ones?
Amazing. Amazing. By the way, this lesson that what's your name, beta? What's your name again?
Salwa.
Salwa, this is so important. I come from Pakistan originally, right? I went to Pakistan a couple of years ago. I haven't been in so long. I haven't been in 29 years. And then I went a couple of years ago. And I learned a lot when I went there. And one of the things I learned is Muslims there believe that they have to suffer in order for Allah to forgive them. A lot of Muslims there believe they have to go through a lot of pain. Bas isi tarah to guna paak honge hamare. Right? Allah will make us suffer and then our sins will go away. Did you learn something opposite today? Yeah. This thinking makes you say that not only do I have suffering, I deserve suffering, and the suffering is coming from Allah, and unless I have suffering, I'm not even good. So you do nothing to change your suffering because it's supposed to be suffering. You're supposed to be suffering. Allah gave us relief from that. And by the way, if one person thinks like that, they're going to be depressed their whole life. If two people think like that, they'll be depressed their whole life. If 2 million, 20 million, 200 million people think like that, what's going to happen to that entire nation? Are they going to produce something? Are they going to be successful? Are they going to engineer, build, want to be successful? No, because they've accepted what? We're supposed to what? We're supposed to suffer. Until Allah decides that our suffering is enough, then Allah will remove it. We don't have to do anything to remove our suffering. Right? This is why these lessons are so important. Beta, kids like you, I'm hoping 1 billion kids like you learn this lesson so they don't learn to accept suffering as something decided by Allah and decided for you, and you have to live in this kind of thing. I'm very happy to hear that lesson, beta. Thank you so much. Okay, boys' turn. Who's got something for me? Yes, young man.
I have a question.
Why are you so tickled by him being picked? I want to know.
I have a question.
Tell me.
Do you know a specific time for how long Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam was in the fire?
No one knows, but I have a guess. I can tell you my guess.
Yes.
But it's not a fact, it's a guess, right? I think they built a pit and built a large fire inside it. They tossed him inside and they're like, okay guys, show's over. Because they were hoping to hear some screaming and but they heard nothing. They're like, probably died from the fall. Nothing to see here, guys. Let's just go home. And they went home and the fire kept burning, but he wasn't burning inside. And once the fire burnt out, he just came out of it unscathed. But clearly he didn't just walk out of it immediately, because if he walked out of it immediately, what would they have done? Okay? Put him in again! Right? So they probably left, and when the fire was basically done, or they had left, then he got out of it. So it could have been a few minutes, could have been a couple of hours, I don't know. Because it seemed like they built quite a massive fire.
So it's unknown?
It's unknown, yeah. It's unknown. Good question. I picked on you quite a bit today. Zanera had a chance. Who didn't have a chance? But Mahrush has had lots of chances. And Mahrush has... What's your name? Muaz, yeah. Muaz had plenty of chances. That hidden corner of people who talk to themselves. Anybody there? Nobody? Why not? What's your question? Tell me. What's your video here?
My question is that whenever there's like something hard in your life, how do you know if it's a test or it's just an obstacle in your life?
An obstacle is a test in your life, Greta.
Yeah, but like something hard that you have to suffer through.
No. There's no such thing. There's only tests. Until from the time you're conscious until the day you die, you're just going to be tested. Don't think of anything as a punishment. Think of everything as a test. Okay? And don't let people tell you you're being punished. People didn't get an email from Allah to let you know that you're being punished. They don't know what they're talking about. Okay? When it says, this is Allah punishing you. Acha? Where'd you get that? You have access? Because that's definitely not Allah. I know something else in the unseen that talks to you that way. Yes. Did you have a question, young man? Or are you just stretching? Yeah. Tell me.
So, what do you have like any idea how to know if like God is not happy with me?
Oh.
Like any
How long have you had that question?
I've been wondering like when 2025 started because I wanted to start off on a good year.
Okay. So tell me this. What's your name, Beta?
Ibrahim.
Ibrahim. So you wanted to know if Allah is, what a name, huh? You want to know if Allah is unhappy with you. Mm-hmm. Does anything make you think Allah is unhappy with you? Does anything make you, what makes you think Allah might be unhappy with you? Tell me that.
When I don't ask for forgiveness sometimes.
Okay. And then you feel like Allah might not be happy because you didn't ask for forgiveness? Anything else? So, I just want to tell you a couple of things.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're really, 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 really bad, and you do some really messed up things, even then, Allah is unhappy with what you did, but He's not unhappy with you. There's a difference between what you did and you. Like, I'll give you the example of my son. If my son did something wrong, I am unhappy with what he did. I'll talk about what he did wrong. You hit your sister. You shouldn't have done this. You shouldn't have said that. I don't like that you did that. I'm unhappy about that. But does that mean I'm no longer happy with my son, or am I still going to give him a hug at the end?
At the end, you're going to give him a hug.
I'm still going to give him a hug. I still love him. Even though I'm unhappy with this one thing, right? So don't think Allah is unhappy with you. It could be that Allah is unhappy about one thing you did. And the moment you ask Allah for forgiveness, then you should know Allah forgives immediately. And once Allah forgives immediately, there's nothing. But even before that, I don't ever want you to think Allah is not happy with me. The most you can think is Allah is not happy with what I did. That's it. Not you. Don't judge yourself. Judge your actions. Is that clear to you? Okay. You young man, and then you two, and then I'll come to three girls on that side. Come on.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
So I just wanted to ask, this is about the story of Ibrahim and when he was younger.
Sure.
So when he went and he destroyed the idols of
Yeah.
the people, and he told them to ask the idols themselves, but that they couldn't see, talk, or hear, and they couldn't give an answer. Why could they not have turned around and said, well, your God doesn't give you directly an answer when you pray? And like, if they prayed for rain to like their rain god and rain came, how would they see that as any different from Ibrahim making dua and something coming true?
Excellent question. The answer to that is fairly simple. They had visual representations of God. So a God that can be felt by the five senses. So they're expecting the expectation is they should be able to communicate through the five senses. Ibrahim alayhi salam doesn't believe in a visual God. He believes in a God that is beyond the five senses. So he's not saying he has direct communications with God. They say that. He's challenging their claim to that. I don't claim that I have a direct conversation with Allah. Right? And now Ibrahim alayhi salam is not claiming that either. The more important thing here is, if they can't speak for themselves. By the way, they said to him, لَقَدْ عَلِمْتَ مَا هَؤُلَاءِ يَنْطِقُونَ. You know they don't talk. You already know that. So they admitted it too. They're like, we know they don't talk. So then he said, if they don't talk, and if they can't communicate with you, how do you know what they want? Like, you're worshiping them. Where did you get the idea of worshiping them from? Clearly not from them, because they can't talk. And if they can't tell you what they want, how are you so sure that they understand what you want? Because they can't even express what they want. Right? So just this little comment about ask that he can talk, it undercut the entire philosophy of their gods. Just from the notion of talking. Now, on a larger scale, we believe, and Ibrahim alayhi salam also believed, that God does communicate with chosen human beings. And when he does talk, then this is why he prayed at the end of his career for a messenger who Allah will talk to and give his teachings to, that conversation can be shared. So but even then, Allah is talking to us. But that's only half of a conversation. A conversation is when A talks to B, but B also talks back to A, right? So what happens in the Fatiha? In the Fatiha, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, Maliki Yawmiddin is God talking. But Iyaka na'budu wa Iyaka nasta'een, Ihdina Siratal Mustaqim is who? Is us talking to Him. So the Quran from the beginning declared this is the official conversation between human beings and God. Right? That's the final response to that. So I hope that helps a little bit. Okay, yes, young man.
Yeah, so didn't Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam also have a dream about doing Qiyam al-Layl? Like, just like it was mentioned in Surah Al-Muzammil.
A dream about Qiyamul Layl?
Yeah, like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spoke to him through it, and then he woke up and did Qiyam al-Layl.
That's not mentioned in Surah Al-Muzammil that he saw a dream and he did Qiyamul Layl.
Oh, it was in a dream?
That's not what's mentioned, no.
Oh.
No, he was told to do Qiyamul Layl, but there's no mention of a dream, no. Okay, one last boy's side. Yes, Giggly. What's your name? Abdurrahman.
So my question is, how old was Ibrahim alayhi salam when he was thrown into fire?
Probably a teenager.
Oh.
Because the word used is fatan, which is usually a young man, so we're gonna guess a teenager.
Oh, that's my question.
Remember what we said about that? Yeah, now we remember. Okay, girl side. Someone who hasn't gone today. Okay, you've been raising your hand.
My name's Safa.
How old are you, Safa?
I'm 12.
MashaAllah.
Okay. I had a question. Oh,
Let me help you make this more awkward.
how do you know?
What?
How do you know if your prayers are accepted?
How about a What did you say?
How do you know if your prayers are accepted?
How do you know if your prayers are accepted? You should just be optimistic and hope that Allah accepts them. That's it. You shouldn't sit there and wonder, I wonder if that got accepted. You shouldn't live in self-doubt with Allah. You should have good opinion of Allah. When you do something good, just be optimistic that Allah accepted it.
All prayers are accepted. If not, then Allah reserve it or give you something better.
Yeah. All prayers are accepted, sure.
Okay.
Good job. Good job, Safa. You survived. Safa, you know why I made things awkward for you? Because I know you have siblings, Safa? You're never this quiet when you're arguing with her. You are a monster when you're mad. And I know it. I know it. So this mild, hi, how do you know if you're... That is not what's happening. Mom! I know. And I want you, and all the girls, younger girls here, I want you to learn. It's tough, but I need you to start becoming tougher in public. You need to learn to get tougher. And I will try to rattle you, say, huh? What? And you should not be, oh, but never mind, it's okay. I don't have a question. No. Muslim girls need to be tough. They need to be tough. And they need to be